Okay.
There we are. Then you can please continue.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Are you there?
Yes, we can see clearly. Please go ahead, Mr. Ngelula.
All right. So our topic for this presentation will be manufacturing and opportunities in Tanzania. And, the one presenting is Alfred Ngelula. I'm the personal assistant to the Director General, as I introduced myself earlier. The order of my presentation will be the introduction, will be the institutional mandates of the Export Processing Zones Authority, why invest in Tanzania, and the third and last will be government policy objectives of industrialization through special economic zones. So EPZA was established by the Act of Parliament back in 2006, and it became fully functional in 2007. The authority is mandated through functions and responsibilities to provide for establishment, development, and management of international competitiveness for export growth, and to provide for related matters. We have basically two schemes that are run by EPZA. We have the EPZ, which is specifically for export, and we have another scheme which is SCZ, which is Special Economic Zone, where investors can access the customs territory here in Tanzania, and including the 6 countries forming the East African Community. The core functions of EPZA, among other things, land acquisition in its name on behalf of the government, planning and developing EPZ and SCZ infrastructure, licensing and regulating EPZ and SCZ investments, economic performance evaluation, that is monitoring and evaluation of those investments, see how they perform, and coordinating, promoting, and facilitating investments in EPZs and SCZs. Characteristical factors which attract long-term investment in Tanzania. First of all is our political and social stability. Second would be public policy reforms and structural changes which favor investments in the country. There are also macroeconomic stability with high growth rates and low inflation sustained over a period of 10 years now. Then we have public sector investment drive to build and upgrade economic services infrastructure and infrastructure for social services delivery. And then significant resource endowment. As you can see, our country is endowed with a lot of resources ranging from coal, natural gas, uranium, hydroelectric power, and other the strategic geolocation of Tanzania as a maritime nation facing the Asia and the Middle East to handle trade over the Indian Ocean, and then the gateway for international trade to serve resource-rich hinterland of Middle Belt Africa, which includes Angola, Congo, the DRC, Congo, and Zambia, and then a natural geographic trade hub with a multimodal transportation infrastructure, which physically facilitates trade integration for regional markets such as the EAC and SADC. As you can see, Tanzania, with its population of about 60 million people right now, there's a huge band of youth which constitutes the workforce. Therefore, this is favorable for all types of investments. And these are also the people who have a very high appetite for commodities produced in the factories. So it's also favoring the investment in the country. And this is what I was talking about, the maritime geolocation of Tanzania facing the Middle East and the Far East. And this other one shows the strategic position of Tanzania as a gateway to these other landlocked countries. It's also a gateway to the EAC market and the SADC countries as well. Principal objectives of the industrialization for Tanzania. One is to meet essential domestic requirements for industrial manufacturing. Another one is to create local secondary production linkage with the primary production. So the linkage between these two sectors, the primary production and the secondary production sector. Another one would be enhancing national capacity for global reg trading, as well as regional integrated markets, as I said, the EAC, the SADC, and COMESA. Another one is to achieve transformation of the economic base for primary production sectors, such as agriculture, fisheries, livestock, tourism, and extraction industries. And another one is to achieve socioeconomic transformation with technology development and innovation. The desired pattern for industrialization, we have this desired textile and apparel, leather and leather goods, building materials, pharmaceuticals, cosmetics and beauty products, jewelry and lapidary, all these others that have been mentioned here. Investors can dwell on this to realize their maximum potential here in the country as well as in the markets, the regional markets. The priority key result areas for industrialization strategy in Tanzania. Tanzania will be looking at promoting the establishment of competitive industry, which will satisfy socially necessary domestic needs. Also, Tanzania will be looking at promoting industries with multiple sectoral linkages in the economy so as to optimize domestic.
We seem to have a bit of a challenge, Mr. Ngelula.
Yes.
Yes, now we can hear you. You've got 2 minutes to try and wrap up on the presentation.
Okay, I'm on the key result areas still, and another one would be to develop human resources with who are capable, to work in the factories. So it would be,
you seem to be a little bit away from the mic. You cutting. Please try to be as close as possible. Much better.
Okay. So I'm going to the macroeconomic objectives of social development goals to establish export processing zones. One is producing goods with quality and prices as good as those that are elsewhere in the globe. Another one is to achieve or improve balance of payment of the country. Another one is to attract foreign direct investments. And another one is attracting new technologies and skills through transfer of technology. And the last one is the employment. The policy objectives to initiate special economic zones. One is to provide for establishment, development and management of these zones. Another one is to attract local and foreign investments. Another one is achieving international competitiveness. Another one is employment opportunities, creating employment. And last one is creating linkages between the primary and then the secondary sector of production. Thank you for listening and your time. Chair.
Thank you so much, Asante Sana, Mr. Ngelula. Maybe from my side, it could just be a question maybe to say, since the establishment of the Export Economic Zone, EPZA, what has been your success areas, especially in terms of attracting the right kind of investors, you know, on the area?
Well, right now we have been able to attract a lot of foreign investments in the country. And recently we had a study for the past 5 years. We have attracted quite you know, like 140 something investments in the country with the value of, well, I don't have the quick figure right now, but a lot of $1 million. And we've been able to you know, move people from the streets to the working centers. People have been employed in the industries, the factories, which have also attracted a lot of fiscal revenues to the government. Also, we have been able to attract a lot of modern technologies which have spillover effects to our local factories and what have you.
You mentioned earlier a lot of billions of dollars, but we want more, isn't it?
Yes, sure.
No, thank you so much, Asante. And maybe just in the interest of time, we are now finding ourselves with almost just above an hour left. So, Rosemary, I think we're going to run as quickly as possible as the questions are coming, and also as our colleagues in the background are helping us with any questions that might be coming from other platforms as well. Rosemary?